Hello, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful round here at TRACKILICIOUS. We are having a wonderful time. This time we are joining the West Coast Wednesdays GT3 Championship. Let's take a quick look and see what the results have been so far for round one of this 8-round opener. Ricardo Rivera, to no surprise, has taken away P1 in the first and second race, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have, let's look at the standings instead. How about that? Ricardo Rivera in P1, and we have Cryotheos taking P3. Darren Wicks squeezed in the middle right now with 47.5 points. Jake Wells from Jake Wells Racing. Kyle Hirsch in P5. Philip Suzo. Then we've got Neil Kerbel, Jake Terrell, Gelson Cruz, Alex Freeman, Anthony Kelly from the FNM team, Max Power, Maximum Power, Christian Julian, Jace Wright, Justin Brackett, Professor Carnotis, Reggie King, Joshua Worley, a.k.a. Squirrely Worley, Matthew Chatter, Patrick DeBow, Jaeger Karu, Curtis Rustin, Kamburov, taking a DNS, couple DNSs there, Daniel Hirsch, that'll be Kyle Hirsch's brother, I assume. Potts Weaver, Perchowski, Devin Anthony, Dean Stefani, Hunter Davis, Eric DeBosca Cassian, Max Baugman. Baugman? I assume that's how that's pronounced. Aaron John, and a name I cannot pronounce at all, so I'm just going to call him GB. We have about 21 drivers, 22 drivers taking to the grid this night, and fortunately for me, GB is not here, so let's get right over to the live screen and see what the drivers are all up to. Looking at Professor Carnotis right now, out there in P21, has not set a valid lap just yet. A couple quick facts about Valencia. Valencia has been on the MotoGP calendar since its opening in 1999 for the intense and close racing it often produces. Home track of none other than Valentino Rossi, if I'm not mistaken. You can see the Grazie Valley and the billboard off to the side of the start-finish straight. Track includes 17 corners, 14 corners, with a mix of challenges for the drivers. Tight elevation changes, tight corners, and overtaking is going to be a challenge for a lot of these drivers. Some of the fast twisty bits here, and track limits may be an issue as well. Here's Kyle Hirsch now rejoining the grid in the number 21 McLaren. That's a good breakdown of the standings, but for this qualifying session, we have about 2.5 minutes left right now. Ricardo Rivera in P1, to nobody else's surprise. 130.4, 131.1 for Jake Terrell. Max Power with a 131.2. Cryotheos with a 131.2 as well. Kyle Hirsch with a 131.477. And we got Jace Wright with a 31.5, Alex Freeman with a 31.7, Darren Wicks with a 131.8, 32 is finally the barrier, so 2 seconds back for the top 9. And that'll be Anthony Kelly from FNM, Justin Brackett in the 132.1s, and Joshua Worley in 32.230 in P11. Professor Carnotis promotes himself all the way up into 12th place right now, doing Carnotis things. The doctor out here doing amazing job with that last lap that he was able to set down, being a blistering pace, and hopefully out there to continue to improve. Darren Wicks right now, though, looking to improve by a couple of tenths as he comes through turn 14 campus. Or Campos, however you'd like it to be pronounced. Gets to the line, Darren Wicks goes all the way up into 6th place with a 131.487. That's no stick to shake at compared to the 131.447 of Kyle Hirsch just in front. Just a couple of hundredths separating the two of those drivers right now. Just kidding, Kyle Hirsch just does a fastest lap of his session right now, that 131.447, excuse me. And Darren Wicks now with a 131.487. So really just nothing to shake a stick at between the two of them. 777 is stopped off on track. That's Gelson Cruz. And who else was out there? I think that was the number 7 potentially. But Gelson Cruz is out there stranded at turn 3 right now. Terrell's off and stopped as well. Freeman's off and stopped as well. A lot of the drivers calling it Dunzo in the Unzo for now. Ricardo Rivera sets the new fastest lap of the qualifying session, a 1:30.382. That last lap that he just blistered with. And those tires are going to be blistered as well. Jake Terrell not able to do anything better than his 1:31.102. Thought he was going to get closer to Ricardo Rivera, but not really able to do so. Max Power with a 31.2. Cryothios with a 31.2 as well. 31.4 for Kyle Hirsch. Darren Wicks is in the pits, a 31.4 for him. He's going to stop his efforts there. Jace Wright with a 31.5. Alex Freeman with his 31.775. Muted? I'm not muted. You're muted. Who's muted? Am I really muted or are you trolling me? Okay. Had me scared for a second. And that's it for our qualifying session. Everything finishing up. Scared the bejesus out of me. Of course, the boss checks up on me when I'm not saying anything and says that I'm muted, and I'm not muted. Golly. 45-minute race, 1 mandatory pit stop for these drivers. Ricardo Rivera, Jake Terrell, Max Power, Cryothios, Hirsch, Darren Wicks, Jace Wright, Alex Freeman, Anthony Kelly, and Justin Brackett is in your top 10. We are going to do a shakedown of all the drivers and their liveries really quickly. Let me go ahead and set the clock. And we'll get about 5.5 seconds for each driver. That way we can get a look at all their liveries. We're going to get a short formation lap in, so let's get on with the livery shakedown and the standing order grid. In P1 right now, we have Ricardo Rivera with his 1:30.382. Jake Terrell with his number 83 is in second place with a 720. Max Power in the number 85 is in P3, doing maximum power things, about 8.9 back. Cryothios 9/10 back in the number 81 in fourth place. Kyle Hirsch in the number 21 in fifth place, 1 second back from the leaders. 1.1 second back is Darren Wicks, the first of the Porks, in the number 46, representing Canada. Jace Wright, ooh, that's a nice livery out of Jace Wright. I love the Valvoline colors. The number 24, Alex Freeman in the number 14, and Anthony Kelly following close behind in his Ferrari in the number 7. Justin Brackett in the number 6. Why is that showing? Justin Brackett in the number 6, Joshua Worley in the number 47. And he's going to be in 11th place. Professor Cornotis in this number 42 is in 12th position right now. Patrick DeBow is in the number 87 in 13th place. Neil Kerbel, the number 395, is in 14th place, representing the Vault Tech livery, the 395. Max Bogman is in the number 89 in the number 15 in the 15th place. Philip Suzo is in the number 213 in 16th place right now. Curtis Rustin, the 868 in the Aston Martin in 17th place, also for Canada. The Armenian of Eric the Boss Gakassian, rocking the GTR, the number 5. Reggie King in the 111 Motorcraft car. in the RKR. Devin Anthony for Rockefeller Racing in the 664 and another Aston Martin. Gelson Cruz in the 777 in number 21. And we've got Aaron John in the 256 BMW, starting it from the rear in 22nd place. But he has only one way left to go, and that's going to be forward for Aaron John. So anything that he gets will be a net gain. Getting a look at the leaders dragging their brakes, getting to the start-finish line right now. You can see the brakes just heating up there on Ricardo Rivera. And it's going to be a short formation lap for us here at West Coast Wednesdays. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I'm Saagar Bakshi in the booth. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for being here, and all the support is really appreciated. Green, green, green. Away we go, everybody. And in towards turn one. How does it fare for these drivers? It's looking like it's going to be clean. But on the outside is Max Power is coming to the inside now. And it looks like it's all clean and tidy up at the front. A little bit of calamity in the background, though. Everybody's jostling for a position. But right now, everybody's nice and tight with each other. Single file line. No more Noah's Ark formation for any of these drivers. Jace Wright, Darren Wicks getting into a little bit of collision. Elbows out racing between a lot of the drivers in the background. Just looking at the positions gained right now, Jace Wright's up 1, Wicks is down 1, Anthony Kelly's gained 1, Cronotis is up 3, Freeman's down 2 right now, Kerbel's up 3, Philip Souzo's up 4. And Justin Brackett actually trickled down the order. He's 4 positions lost, started off in 10th place, now into 14th place right now. I'm sure he'll be able to recover from that earlier incident. Good luck to all the drivers indeed, Mr. Rue. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for joining us, Mike Doss. Hope you're feeling better, brother. This is Cryothios chasing down Max Power in that AMG out in front. The German driving a German car, only aptly so. Here's a good look at that Odyssey Racing League livery. Odyssey Racing League is a good league to race in, but not as good as Tracklicious, if I have to say so. No dog on them, but, you know, if I have to pick favorites, of course I'd pick Tracklicious. Ooh, Cryothios really closing down the gap on Maximum Power right now. Looks like he's going to have a little bit of an overlap going in towards turn 2, and he's around the outside trying to do it the long way around. Does he hold on? Oh, has a big of a wiggle on the exit of turn 3, and he's able to get the outside inside line secured, and he's going to go through on Maximum Power, and that's it, baby. Deal done. What's going on? Shot in frame. ORL less than Tracklicious. Thank you very much for the approval of that. I appreciate it. But we don't want to talk bad about any other league. Obviously, we're all here trying to do the same thing. But thank you very much for the added quip of Tracklicious rules, baby. It's the only place where you get to race almost every single night of the week across 2 different platforms. I think that's a pretty good variety spice of life. Plus, you gotta love the West Coast Wednesdays. Something that finally caters to the West Coast drivers is one of my favorite things that I really found Tracklicious to be in love with. Not a lot of other leagues really run. Not Mike's water bottle. I don't think anybody can get on board with Mike's water bottle, especially with the way that you could get waterboarded with that thing. 64 liters. No. I think he had to go fill up the water bottle at the Hetchy Dam himself. I think that's why he's out tonight. Anthony Kelly chasing down Darren Wicks out in front. That was awfully close between the 2 drivers. The Fear Nothing Moto driver doing a good job of keeping it clean right now. Losing a little bit of time there. Here's Max Power. He's got Kyle Hirsch in the rear wing right now with Jace Wright in tow. Max Power might be slipping backwards right now. AMG seems to be struggling a little bit on race pace. Ricardo Rivera has already set the fastest lap of the race, a 1:30.855, ahead of Jake Terrell's, excuse me. Jake Terrell's 1:31.5 in the 1:35.9 of Cryothios. So he's got about a second and a half in hand right now over the drivers behind. Speaking of water bottles, this might be the tiniest water bottle you've ever seen in your life. Isn't it cute? Mike would be upset with me about this. He'd probably ask me, how many of those things do you have to refill and drink every single day? About 8. I have to drink about 8 of those a day. When I ordered those water bottles, to be fair, I thought that getting an 80-pack was better than getting a 40-pack. So when I ordered them from Costco, I was like, yeah, what a savings. It's basically half the price for twice as many bottles. And then they showed up on my doorstep, and I've got these little itty-bitty bottles. Is that the California regulated water bottle? Yeah, exactly. To make sure we don't waste water here, because too many water bottles have gone unused in California. It's the new law. You have to drink from itty-bitty 6-liter water bottles. My favorite thing about the water in California, though, it does taste pretty crisp, but everybody's got a water bottle refilling station. Like if you go to a hospital, or if you go to a, you just go anywhere, like you go to a mall, everybody has water bottle refilling stations that are like normal size. It's awesome. That's exactly what happened. They had no product pictures of the water bottles. They just had quantities. And they had the amount of liters total that they were giving you. Oh, pit stops already coming in for Patrick Dubois and Joshua Worley. Very interesting for this 45-minute race. Oh, Patrick Dubois had a drive-through penalty. Is that from earlier on, or is that from right now? Let's take a quick look at Patrick Dubois. Was he speeding in pits on his way in, or is he just serving a drive-through penalty right now? I think he's just serving it right now. Eric Akassian getting close with Devin. Anthony, a little bit of elbows out racing between him and the 664 Aston. A little bumping and banging there at turn 4 as they approached through turn 5. They look to be okay and neatly separated between the two of them. And who's that in the background? That's Curtis Rustin, the 868, the number in 17th place right now, chilling in the background, trying to find an opportunity, and he's found one. That's Devin Anthony finding that opportunity to get past Eric Akassian, who's getting his mandatory screen time right now, and that's 868 of Curtis Rustin, now looking to find Eric Akassian's weakness and take advantage of it. Mike, if you had your way, everybody would be getting waterboarded in California, and we'd have more of a shortage now than we ever did with those half-gallon water jugs. That's ridiculous. How do you even refill that thing? That's really what I want to know. Like, how do you fill it at a water bottle refilling station? How do you refill it when you go to a water fountain? Like, what are you even doing? Do you just stand there for half an hour refilling it? Or are you just drinking straight tap? Eric Akassian on the inside, taking the position back from Devin Anthony. Devin Anthony's able to do a nasty switchback on him, though. On the inside, holding on, stern and fast. Doesn't want to give up the position and almost touching Doohan's corner. And it looks like he's back through again. Eric Akassian getting the position done and dusted over Devin Anthony. And now this three-way battle rages on. Let's take a quick look at what Neil Kerbel's doing right now as he's chasing down Philip Souzo. Whoa, almost runs to the back of Philip Souzo right there at turn 8. Does a good job in avoidance by just heading straight and turning in a little bit later. But that Vault-Tec car has got to be shaken up a little bit right now. Trying to follow in, just stays out of the way. And that's Mike Baugman in the background, trying to chase down Neil Kerbel and Philip Sousa. The battle for 12th, 13th, and 14th place right now. Then Mike, how do you stay hydrated on the go? And what do? Just fill up an entire Brita every time you need to refill your water bottle? That's crazy. That's absolutely nutso. With a Brita, like a Brita can only hold like 1 gallon. Livery deep dive for A. Kelly. Let's look out for A. Kelly right now. Livery deep dive for the Fear Nothing moto car. Ferrari Fear Nothing Moto ARMA listed on the front of that car. Looking pretty snazzy in the number 7, if I do say so myself. Doing a great job in the top 10 right now, chasing down Darren Wicks out in front, but pit stops have not taken place yet. Let's get back over to the other side of this livery very quickly for the Fear Nothing Moto. Really professional looking setup that they got here. Rogue Energy must be a sponsor of the FNM team, and Mozo Racing being one, and then the Go setups as well. ACC Drive being another sponsor, it looks like. And I'm not sure what ARMA is, but I know what Brembo brakes are. Looking pretty good there in the Fear Nothing Moto car. Armada's esports jerseys and designs mostly came from the COD scene. Oh, very nice. That's what the FNM team just got, I think, as well. I think the FNM team just announced in their announcements channel that they just got jerseys ordered as well. Only 21 drivers remaining right now. This is Alex Freeman now trying to get past Chronotis, but Chronotis just in the middle of the apex there, and it looks like Justin Brackett's able to get through on Alex Freeman after that little wiggle that he had in the dirty air of Professor Chronotis. And now Chronotis is also going to be under threat from Alex Freeman out in front, going around the outside of turn 14 of Campus. Trying to go around the outside the long way around doesn't work out. Headed all the way out through track limits. Here's Neil Kerbel getting chased down by Max Bugman for just a second. Let's go back to the battle between Justin Brackett and Chronotis. Oh, you redeemed a fun fact at Tracklicious. I did not see that. Ooh, fun fact. Did you know that? Man. Stand by. I'll have to find a fun fact. I have so many random facts in my head right now. Here's a fun fact about pirates. Pirates used to have their own version of walking the plank. While the image of pirates making their captives walk the plank is popular in fiction, historically it was actually quite rare. Most pirates preferred to deal with the captives through their own means. However, pirates did have their own unique punishments, such as marooning, where a pirate was left on a deserted island to fend for themselves. It was far less theatrical but equally grim form of punishment. How is that for a random fun fact? Hopefully you didn't ask for a fun fact about the race, because I don't have that for you. There goes Alex Freeman into the pits behind Justin Brackett, though. Deep on the brakes, hits the pit limiter. And who's that also into the pits right now? That would be Max Bogman, also into the pits. Everybody trying to go for a bit of an undercut right now, maybe trying to get some clear air finally away from the battles that they're in. Could you imagine being left on a deserted island handcuffed to something? Like, what do you do? Like the tiniest little island in the middle of nowhere? I mean, it'd be cool like if you left me in like the Bahamas. You could strand me in the Bahamas. You can maroon me there. I wouldn't mind. Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you. Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Tiago, Montego. You could maroon me on any one of those islands. I'd be fine with that. Only now, though. Only nowadays. Hawaii? Poof. Maroon me on Kauai. Please. Please. Shot in frame. Please maroon me on Kauai. Or Maui, even. Maroon me. Maroon me, baby. Uh-oh. Neil Kerbel seeming to have a little bit of an incident. Let's see if we can go back 30 seconds to see what happened to him. Seemingly doing okay. Oh, not anymore. Gets involved with a big old accident with the 256, it looks like. And that'll be Aaron John, who he got collided with. What, I can't get wild without Mike Noss? I need Mike Noss's approval in the booth? Mike Noss, give me the approval to get a little derailed. The people are demanding it. Jake Terrell getting chased down by Carothios right now. This is the provisional battle for the podium, but it won't be once the pit stop cycle is over with. Jake Terrell in P2 right now, and Phil Carothios. Actually, this is the battle for the lead right now of P2 and P3. Because Ricardo Rivera's out in P1, 7.3 ahead, and Carothios just 1 second back. Adam Strange asked, do you think people should be nice to penguins? I think people should just be nice to people first, and then we can expand to other animals. But I believe that penguins should also get equal treatment. How do you feel, Adam Strange? I need to know your opinion on the penguin debate. Mike Noss, join in on the penguin debate at any given moment. Let us know how you feel in the comments about your penguin satisfaction. Carothios really doing work on Jake Terrell right now. I want to look at an onboard of this, though. Let's hold on real quick and let's go on board with Carothios. Because he's absolutely doing work right now. And then there's a car in front as well. Let's pull up the relative. That's Devin Anthony out in front of them right now, the 664. So a little bit of lap traffic playing into the mix right now. And I'd assume he'd had no obligation to get out of the way. Carothios really taking to the optimal line, using a lot of track space on his entrance, diving underneath the rear wing of Devin Anthony right now, trying to get as much slipstream as possible. Carothios is trying to do the same right now, is going to have to pull out towards the last second to try to get a run on Jake Terrell, and they both go through, and now their battle is clear to run, and a little bit of a wiggle from Terrell right there for WRT. Cryotheos is now 1.8 seconds away. This is the battle between Chronotis and Bracket. Now Bracket's trying to go the long way around, and it looks like Suzo is now getting involved in this. That was a great episode of Futurama with the penguins and the oil spill and all that good stuff. How'd you feel about the penguins getting guns at the end? That was pretty remarkable. Reggie King is now into the pits. Penguins deserve Second Amendment rights as well, says Adam Strange. I'm not sure how I feel about that. What's going on, Ace87? Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you, brother. If you weren't aware, there's a race going on as well, but we're talking about penguins in the meantime. Whoa, there goes Justin Brackett around the outside of Chronotis at turn 2 doing, and they're going to go side by side for just a moment, and now going to be dragging their butts down towards turn 3. It looks like Chronotis still holds on to the optimum line, but outside turns into the inside line. Can Justin Brackett do anything about it? No. Holds off for the number 6. Are you saying that the penguins have too much to be doing right now, Ace? Penguins have jobs too. Dad penguins have to sit on their eggs for all of winter long while the mama just goes off and goes on a woman's only retreat vacation. Swimming around, going to Antarctica, doing their little penguin thing. Or is it that penguins only exist in the Arctic Circle and not in Antarctica? Someone fact check me on that. I figured you were Ace. Ace is Ace. Ricardo Rivera's into the pits. Terrell's into the pit. Terrell's into the pit as well. So Cryotheos inherits P1 of this race. And there goes that BMW, the 256 of Aaron John, dipping and diving out of the way of the drivers around them. A lot of the remaining pit stops taking place right now. Power's into the pits. Terrell is into the pits. Chronotis is into the pits. Hirsch is into the pits. Anthony Kelly's into the pits. And so is Ricardo Rivera. Shot and Fame asks for a fun fact. Let's get a fun fact about penguins. Here's a fun fact about penguins. Penguins propose to their mates with a pebble. During courtship, a male penguin will search for a smooth, attractive pebble to present to a female. If she accepts the pebble, it's a sign that they're a mate and build a nest together using the pebble and other collected stones. The charming ritual strengthens their bond and kickstarts their nesting process. There you go. Now that's a fun fact. Subscribe for more penguin facts every single week here at Tracklicious, where we get into debates about should penguins hold Second Amendment rights or not. Hydrate from the world's smallest water bottle, brought to you by Mike Noss. Sponsored by the state of California. Thank you very much for the hydrate. Ricardo still has the fastest lap of the race. He is in provisional first place once the pit stop cycle gets underway. And where is he going to end up? A lot of more pit stops coming down right now. He's in second place overall. Another hydrate from the world's smallest water bottle. I might have to go get another one from the garage. Slightly frozen water bottle in case you couldn't hear. Carter Rivera's about 30 seconds away from Justin Brackett right now, so more than enough time to cover him off. Jake Terrell is 5.2 seconds back. Whoa, let's look at this three-way battle right now between Darren Wicks, Kyle Hirsch, and Jace Wright. A little bit of nose to tail, side-by-side action getting concluded there. Jace Wright in that. Is he in an Audi? He is in an Audi. Sports Team Valvoline, that's right. And we've got a McLaren sandwich of Kyle Hirsch and then a Porsche of Darren Wicks. Three different auto manufacturers chasing down maximum power in the number 5th place in the number 85. Neil Kerbel now, after that incident and his pit stop, is now behind Eric the Boss Gakassian. Hydrate, what do you want me to do? Get waterboarded? What are you, Mike Noss? This guy is worse than Blackwater. About a 3/10 gap separating Eric Gakassian and Neil Kerbel. This three-way battle still rages on between Alex Freeman, Professor Chronotis, and Philip Souzo, though. Let's look at Kyle Hirsch chasing down Jace Wright. This battle is not over quite yet, but Darren Wicks seems to be falling out of sorts between them. Professor Chronotis, Alex Freeman chasing down Mr. Souzo. That's Philip to us. Or Phil. Oh, big wiggle there. Now they're going to go side by side into Nieto. And it looks like Chronotis is going to be able to go through, but outside turning into the inside right now. Chronotis still holding on. Does a great job, as is Alex Freeman able to get through. Not quite yet. The battling McLarens still raging on. 3 ducks all in a row. No, those are just McLarens. And none of them are papaya. Sag. So no papaya rules for us today. Is that another hydrate? I can't even tell. All I see is hydrate, 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 hydrate. There's gonna be a cooldown for this. Someone time this man out. Adam Strange requesting a fun fact. And a hydrate. And he's out of petrol. Thank you. I do appreciate it. There goes Darren Wicks or Alex Freeman on the inside of Souzo. Will he hold on? Hold that fun fact right now. I thought it was going to be a move for position overall, but not quite yet. Looks like Souzo is able to hold on just a little bit more. And I am all hydrated up. Here's a fun fact about ducks. Oh, no duck talk yet, as these two ducks are about to get intertwined with each other Alex, Freeman, and Suzo. Freeman's on the optimum line, really trying to hold him onto the inside as much as possible. Has to dive out of the way. Big wiggle on the exit of the steering wheel. Trying to go as fast as possible. Oh, the guy coming out of the pit right now, that's going to get caught up in this battle. Maybe he's going to squeeze right into the middle of them, and he is. That Mustang is going to get caught right in the middle of this battle. Has to get pushed outside of the outside line. Has to avoid the contact that was inevitable between these two McLarens who were chasing each other down. But now this Mustang of who is that bracket is going to get involved, and another three-way battle is about to be upon us. Oh, side-by-side action between Suzo and Freeman again. And this time it is Freeman who's able to go through, holds on to that inside line, able to make him go neatly and tidily through. No contact between those two drivers, but there's that 256 again, kind of getting in the way of some drivers right now of Jod. And holding on, trying to stay out of the way as much as possible, it looked like. Kyle Hirsch chasing down Jace right now. Let me get the fun fact out of the way and then I'll hydrate. That'll give my ice some time to melt. Here's a fun fact about ducks. Ducks have a waterproof feather thanks to a special gland. Ducks have a gland near the base of their tail called the uropio gland, which secretes an oily substance. Ducks use their beaks to spread oil all over their feathers, making them waterproof. This allows them to stay dry while swimming and help regulate their buoyancy. Hershey Slayer, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for being here, cheering on Kyle Hirsch. Either that's Hirsch's wife or the other Hirsch brother. How is that for a fun fact, Mr. Strange? That's your brother from another mother. Heck yeah. Where are you? How come you're not driving tonight, Mr. Hirsch? Mr. Other Hirsch? Neil Kerbel still trying to chase down Eric Gakassian now. That Mustang really trying to hold on to the inside line at turn 11, hold Eric Gakassian accountable there, but doesn't have the legs to really keep up with the GTR right now. Busy losing my tennis match. Shot and Frame, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for the entertainment. You were a hoot to have in chat. Have a wonderful evening, sir, and remember to always be safe, please. Let's do a livery deep dive of this 395. I know nobody's cashed it in, but I want to see it. Oh, hold on. We might have a battle between Jace Wright and Max Power, though. Kyle Hirsch also checking in right now. Someone redeem a livery deep dive of either this Valvoline 777 or of Neil Kerbel's 395, please. Give me a good excuse to check them out. But we're going to stay on this battle for just a little bit longer because this is a good one to keep in touch with. Oh, here's Cryotheos again trying to make a move on Jake Terrell. Let's go on the rear wing. Basically on the rear wing of that BMW, but the front splitter of Cryotheos. Making a look on the inside of turn 8. Doesn't want to act on it, but maybe just trying to scare Terrell into an opportunity. Whoa, there it is on the inside line, going for a deep lunge, touches Terrell, and the 88 gets spun around, but he backs off, gives the position back. Doesn't want to do him dirty, just wants to have a nice clean race. He's going to have to wait at least one sector before he can make a passing opportunity again. Letting that BMW walk away one last time. The three-way battle between Jace Wright, Max Power, and Kyle Hirsch. Battle for 4, 5, and 6 right now. Oh, Cryotheos having a big wiggle there on exit of turn 6. Going deep at turn 8, trying to get a good run at it towards turn 9. Back over to Max Power, Jace Wright, and Kyle Hirsch being the closest battles on the track right now. Side by side between Cryotheos and Jake Terrell. A little bit of rubber banding going on. That BMW keeps on rubber banding forward and backwards, and it looks like Cryotheos might go a little bit deep, and it looks like the 83 is on the inside, holding Cryotheos to be there on the outside. And now that BMW has gotten that position back secured, and there's another bump of the rump from the 81 into the 83, and this time there's no love lost between the 81 and the 83. Switchback not able to be completed, and that's going to be it for the podium battle. Cryotheos takes P2, and Terrell is going to be in P7 right now and on his way to an 8-minute recovery drive. Here's this three-way battle again between Jace Wright, Kyle Hirsch, and Max Power. Hirsch trying to find an opening, trying to follow. It looks like Jace Wright through right now on Max Power, but isn't able to find the same gap. The door got shut on him pretty quickly there. But Jace Wright able to get the move done in the background. Jace Wright now sitting on the podium now. Battle for 4, 5, 6 all of a sudden turned into 3, 4, 5. Max Power is able to get back through on Kyle Hirsch. Kyle Hirsch trying to do something around the outside at turn 2 at Doohan. Will he be able to hold on? They're going to drag each other out right now. It looks like Doohan is going to be donezo. Kyle Hirsch is able to go through on Max Power as he slips back into P5. Gets run to the rear end by the double 55. Max Power stopping there to allow Kyle Hirsch to come back through. The number 21 able to regain track position, but he's in 5th place now. And Jake Terrell is back into the mix between 5, 6, 7. .1 seconds separating him between him and Darren Wicks right now. And no comes out from the Hershey Slayer. Whoa, Kyle Hirsch has a drift on all on his own. Get a quick recap of what happened there. Just a little bit of a drift. A little bit awkward there. Ooh. And another bump coming out from, this time, Jake Terrell into Kyle Hirsch. And it looks like Terrell's back into the pits now, warps away. Dropping out of this race is Terrell. Freeman, Chronotis, Darren Wicks. Chronotis trying to follow Wicks through, it looks like. Able to do so, got by Kyle Hirsch. Chronotis stuck in the middle behind Darren Wicks and in front of Alex Freeman. A little bit of contact there between the 14 and the number 42, it looks like. Neil Kerbal still trying to do something with Eric Gakassian, and we got Joshua Worley 1 second up the road on the both of them. Yeah, 30-second penalty wouldn't do anything for him anyways. He's, it might have to be applied next race because he has left the server at this point in time. But one for the stewards to decide judgment on, not for me to give judgment on. Back at the action, though, this is Eric Gakassian trying to get past Joshua Worley. A little bit of bumping and banging there, coming down the front straight. Eric Gakassian seems to have the optimum line right now and may get run into the inside of by the number 47. No, everything stays clean for just a moment. And there goes the 47 back through on Gakassian, and now the door is left open for the Mustang to get involved, but it looks like Neil Kerbal backs out of that one pretty quickly. Two minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock, everybody. One lap plus one more from what I can tell for the 787. And we've got the 256 of Aaron John, the blue flag, getting caught up in the mix right now, but doing a great job staying offline, or staying predictable at least, for the drivers to navigate around him. Eric Gakassian really under threat right now from the 395 of Neil Kerbal. This is an epic battle. I know this isn't even for the top 10, but boy, is this a great battle between these drivers. They're battling like they're all going for a podium right now. Oh, and Eric Akasian has a big wiggle, and there goes a 395 through around the outside. Can he hold on? No, still can't hold on. He's got a wheel there along the rear wheel of Eric Akasian, but will that be enough? I'm not quite sure if that is. Neil Kerbel being generous and kind of backing out of it, it may have been, or just maybe not having the grip there at the optimal time. Eric Akasian gets away with that mistake, a big one too. Devin Anthony chasing down Curtis Rustin in the 868 Aston Martin, though. Drive-through penalty coming out for Reggie King in the 111 in 17th position. That's going to be it for Ricardo Rivera. Crosses the line in P1. And that'll be it for the 256 crossing in P20. Still got some battles out on track right now. Professor Cronotis chasing down Darren Wicks and Kyle Hirsch chasing down Alex Freeman. These battles are back to back with each other right now, so we'll keep track of them in sequence, obviously. There goes Cronotis trying to go around the outside of Darren Wicks. Will he make it work? He's really trying hard. He knows this is his last opportunity. Trying to go for a switchback, I think. Here we go. To the line. I don't think it's enough. P2 for Creothios, 3 for Jace Wright. Max Power comes home in 4th. Darren Wicks in 5th. Cronotis in 6th. Freeman's in 7th. Kyle Hirsch in 8th. Anthony Kelly in FNM takes home 9th place. Philip Souzo's in 10th place. Gets to the line right now. Joshua Worley in 11th place. Eric Akasian still trying to get done with Joshua Worley to the line, and it looks like the positions stay right there. 1/10 separating Joshua Worley and Eric Akasian, 11th and 12th place. Neil Kerbel in 13th place. It looks like Devin Anthony still getting chased down by Curtis Rustin and Justin Brackett towards the line, but it'll be 14, 15, 16 for these three drivers. Devin Anthony, Curtis Rustin, Justin Brackett, Reggie King, Patrick DeBow, Max Bogman, and Aaron John. Rounding it out for the 20 drivers, finishing it to the end. Ricardo Rivera, Creothios, or Jace Wright, if y'all want to come in for an interview, head on over to the green room, please.
Green light, go, go, go.
An amazing race again from all of these drivers here tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for your participation. Thank you very much for chatters for always being here for me. Don't see anybody heading on over to the green room. Thank you, Ace, for being here. Make sure you give a like, follow, subscribe wherever you're at. The VOD is up on YouTube right away, everybody. Do one last check of the green room. Adam Strange, thank you very much for being here. Shot in Frame, as always, thank you for being here. Hershey Slayer as well. Mike Noss, of course. And we've got one other person here. Ace, thank you for being here. Go ahead, Mike. Drop the raid whenever you're ready, and I'll go ahead and end the stream, please. Thank you very much, Mr. Rue, as well, for being here. You were one of the first people to be here and say something, so thank you very much for joining us. Thank you so much for the love and participation from everybody. You guys really made this an entertaining event. Thank you for being here, Mazzino. Appreciate you. We got a raid going for Silent Scotty. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Have a wonderful night, and remember, as always, please stay safe. Have a great night, baby. Bye.